to 38. Ingon diri. Then Jesus said to his disciples, "The harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. Ask the Lord of the harvest, therefore, to send out workers into his harvest field." Ask the Lord. The command of Jesus to his disciples, ask the Lord of the harvest to send out workers. Ano mo na yan isugo? Let's look at the situation here. What is a more logical command for Jesus to make to his disciples? So may mas maayong sugo kaha na iya dapat buhaton o iyang imando sa iyang mga disipulo. He just declared to them that the harvest is plentiful and the workers, the laborers are few. And here are his disciples, trained somehow by him. Sa may maayong isugo ta. Di ba masayon isugo na the harvest is plentiful, the workers are few. Busa, now you go and do the harvesting. Di ba mao na mas maayong sugo? Mas practical o mas logical na sugo. Kay daghan ang alanihon. Kunya iyan na hinong nga, sige pagampo mo. Di ba kita kung na'y trabahoon, maglagot lang ang uban, magsige ra kinuktok. Ang ato nga na dagang trabaho, maghinanaway ra ka. Trabaho. It would have been more logical for Jesus to command his disciples to go. Now, that's just a question. How about for us? Kung sabay masayo na ito buhaton, kung kita'y suguon ni Jesus, put yourselves in the shoes of the disciples. What to you would be a more logical and easier to do, to follow? What command? To pray or to go? So may masayo. Napaapuon ka or palakton? Para nimo, sa may masayo. Kaya kinsa may masayo na magampo eh. Sayon magampo. Kung ako, mas ganahan kong inom kong Isus ng pagampo. Atat siya kaya ko na eh. Pagampo. Katapat-an ako kung siya masayo ninyo. Sayunan mo nga mo, lakaw. Ato tanaw, kasi sayunan mo lakaw. Usap ta siya, sige patani. Di mo ganahan mo ampo, di mo ganahan mo lakaw. Masarap na inyo ka. Pero honest lang sa yun mo, no? At least, to your credit, honest lang sa yun mo. Naibalaan na nato karon mauni ay. Pero ngano mao man ay gisugo ni Jesus nga pag-ampo. Tulo ka mga butang akong nakita, at least nining mao sugo. Number 1, Jesus commanded his disciples to pray because God is the Lord of the harvest. What does that mean? God is the Lord of the harvest. Ask the Lord of the harvest. Jesus wants us to understand that the work of harvesting is not as easy as preparing or preaching a sermon. It's not as easy as doing a lot of programs to attract people to our church. It's not that easy. What does it mean to harvest? Why do we have to pray? Because God is the Lord of the harvest. We need God to do the harvest. Why? Sometimes, if not most of the times, we do not realize how serious and how difficult it is, the doing of harvest. Why? When we harvest, when we talk about harvest, we are talking about people who are dead. The Bible tells us that all have sin. That includes you. And because of that sin, what's the result of sin? The wages, the penalty of sin is death. And how many have sinned? So how many are dead? That includes you. Di ba? Am I talking to the dead? So when we talk of the harvest, it is actually bringing dead persons to life again. Did you see that? When we talk of the harvest, it is bringing dead persons to life again. That's why we need to pray, because that activity, that work of the harvest is so difficult that it needs no less than a miracle. That's why we need God to do that miracle, to bring dead persons to life again. What will you do if you are asked, if you are tasked to go to a cemetery and tasked to get one dead person to life again? Just one. What will you do if you are tasked to go to cemetery to bring just one dead person to life? What will you do? Maybe you will prepare magpa-train yun kat ni Ale Gutsaw pag-evangelize, no? Para makabuhi kang tao. Who will you bring with you? Kasi may mong dalo, kauban. Isa may pakuyugo ni mos misteryo para magbuhi o usa lang ka tao. Kung tagalili kas isisi, basig dalhan ka ni mo tingali sa kabinuwa. Drums o guitars o ang praise and worship team, no? Para mabuhi. Para makabuhi kang usa ka tao. Is that possible? Of course not. It's not as easy as doing number of programs or preaching a good evangelistic sermon to bring one life, dead person to life again. That's what we are talking about here. God wants us to understand that that is His work. Prayer is your work. Prayer is my work. My responsibility. Pray. You see, this is our problem. And you have told us that this is a real problem to us also. Why? You don't like to pray. You see, the problem is, God's work is to answer our prayer, ours is to pray. But most of the times, we want to do God's responsibility without doing our responsibility. God is telling us, your responsibility is to ask me, mine is to answer what you're asking. But many times we don't ask God. If we have problems, we want to look for the solution ourselves. If you don't have money and you need food, what do you do? Go to the Indian and borrow. Di ba? If you need something, you go to another person. If you want a girlfriend or a boyfriend, you go to where? The internet first. Yan yun na mga instead of asking God. My wife and I always encourage our daughter, Kathleen, that we want her to get married. Kinahanglan siya maminyo kay siya or bausan. But we always teach her also to pray first and follow her mother's example. Kanyang mother nag-pray. Tanawa kita yung nabana. Kaya natawag. Kamu magunoy ampo-ampo, tanawagin sa inyong labanan na asawa. I've been telling you that I am, as your pastor, a gifted person. No? My shoes is a gift. My cell phone. I have an iPhone, but it's a gift. I have an iPad, it's also a gift. Isi ka mo magod, di mo mangayo. Ask the Lord. Dito na mo pangutang. Pwede tanawa, di kasi nagka-problema. Kung hindi pa lang gisubay ng gitudlo sa Ginoo, di ta magka-problema. Uwa kay kanon, ampo, pangayo sa Ginoo. O di katagaan, pangayo lang gihapon sa Ginoo. Kaya hindi nakatagaan, meaning iya nakagwaon. Magsabi ang problema kay magbuot-buot mong ka. Ask the Lord of the harvest. Kinahanglan gyud ta makakatuon sa pag-ampo. Ingon si Oswald Chambers, ang pag-ampo dili lang nag-andam kanato sa dakong buluhaton. Ang pag-ampo mao ang dakong buluhaton. Dakong buluhaton ang pag-ampo. Ya kita, wa kay tay panalangin kay wa man ta buhat. Ganina, pampuon mo di man mo pag-ampo. Do you know why I'm still here preaching in front of you? When I've been sick for at least 8 to 9 years already. My doctor told me in 2013 I already am nearing the end of my rope. My wife and I, we cried in my hospital room. And in 2015, she told us that usually my case would only last for 1 to 2 years. I already passed the 2 years. You know why I'm still here? Because many of you prayed, and I hope you will continue to pray, all of you. Because we ask. You have to ask. I have to ask. Ask the Lord. When it comes to the harvest, ask the Lord. Gipulaan na kag sangyaw. Gipulaan na kag invite sa imong parinti, sa imong bana, imong asawa nga di pa Kristohanon. Ning give up na ka. Wa pa gyud maluwas. Ask the Lord. Continue to ask the Lord. Just ask the Lord. Number 2. It is